Hey guys, welcome back to Wood's Tree Farm. I'm Phil, and today I'm excited because I don't do many of these kind of tool reviews, but this company sent me a tool, and it's a company I've dealt with before, Wild Badger. Last year they sent me a set of 40-volt cordless power tools that included a string trimmer, a hedge trimmer, and a chainsaw, and those tools have worked great. The 40-volt battery on that lasts in a really long time, and we have used the chainsaw the most of that set. I've also used the string trimmer a little bit, to the point where I've actually sold and got rid of my gas string trimmer because it works that well. So when they reached out and said they had another tool they wanted me to check out, I said absolutely, because I think it's a good fit for this property, and if you have a rural property like I do, I think you'll like it as well. So here is the package. I've already opened everything up, charged the batteries, and assembled what we needed to, but it is a 4-in-1 multi-tool. It's really only kind of a 3-in-1, but they do include both the regular string trimmer attachment and a brush cutting blade. So I guess that's the fourth one. And it was this brush cutting blade that I thought I really wanted to try out first, though we're going to go ahead and try all of these today. So in the box we've got the full power head, we've got a hedge trimmer attachment with an extension, we have the pole saw attachment, and the regular string trimmer attachment as well. So this setup is a 40-volt setup, and when they first sent me the email that said they had 40-volt 4-in-1 tool, I thought that'll be great because the other tools I have are 40-volt, and it'll be nice to have an extra battery and charger. But this set actually sends off with two 20-volt batteries. Not that that's a bad thing, but that means that these batteries are not compatible with the other 40-volt set that I have. So we're going to try everything today. We're going to start off with this brush cutter. I'm going to use it up near the pond, and we're going to use it on some trees. Let's see how it works. Like I said in the beginning, I was interested in this set for this brush cutter because I was wondering if it would work trimming Christmas trees. And those of you not familiar with the Christmas tree industry, there is a specialty tool for our industry called a Beneke, which actually is pretty similar, but it's a specialty designed head that it can either be mounted to an electric shaft with a battery pack or an Echo string trimmer motor. And it's basically the same concept, though it has a slightly different blade on it, and the head on it is shaped differently. And I do think this guard on here is going to obstruct a little bit when I'm trimming trees, so I might try it without the guard in place. But the idea here is that we can use the trimmer to shape the tree and cut the branches at the angle to get that conical Christmas tree shape. We'll go ahead and give it a shot. is just a little bit awkward because really I can only cut on the upstroke because of the way this guard is shaped, and coming back down the guard gets in the way. But other than that, you can tell that it's effective, but I think ergonomically this needs to be a little bit different. I think I need to make an adjustment to the strap as well so I can get better a better pivot here. Right now I have to kind of manually manipulate it more than I want. But I think a couple little adjustments here and this will actually work pretty good on the trees. All right, with the hedge trimmer now hooked up, this thing's a little unwieldy. I thought I'd use this for trees as well, but this would really only be helpful for really tall trees, taller than what I have right now. So this hedgerow here, or this fence row, I have been constantly battling this thing, and there are many parts now that are way higher than I can reach with my regular handheld hedge trimmers. So this will be interesting to see how it does. So one thing we can play around with is this adjustable head, and in spots where I want to make sure I stay back from these thorny blackberries, I should be able to adjust the angle, and I can go this way even, and then I can go keep the blade parallel to the fence while I stand back. Let's try that. And then the final way that you can use these is up over top of a hedge. And I'm going to try a little bit of that here, though that's kind of reaching over my fence towards my neighbor's property, but I don't think he'll mind. So that can go all the way down to 90 degrees, which is pretty cool, but I'm not going to need it that far for a lot of this. I think that would probably work. So we're obviously making progress here. It's working out okay. It's not slicing through the thickest stuff like I thought it might. My other hedge trimmers that I have, which are handheld ones, do really cut through some thick stuff pretty well. I've used them on Christmas trees a lot. I've used them along this hedge a little bit. And it seems like anything upwards of about a ½ inch, this thing really struggles. Where my other ones, I felt like they easily cut through ½ inch stuff, and if it was 3/4 and up, well, it doesn't really do much more than up, but if it was well over ½ inch, then they started to struggle. So that's one little parallel I can draw with the handheld ones and these ones. And this stuff is thick though. This is not your normal residential hedge. There's blackberry in here, there's multiflora rose in here, and there's a bunch of other vines and other small trees. There's a cedar tree over here I was cutting on. So there's just a lot of stuff in here. It's dense and there's a lot of thicker material in here, and I think this is probably about as good as we're going to do with this tool. But it's taken a little time. I've got over 450 feet of hedge right here that we can work on. It's definitely going to take more than one battery charge, but I just wanted to give a taste for you guys and see how it's going to work on this stuff. But we pretty much reclaimed a few feet here on this little section anyway, and I'll need to keep working on that. But I want to show you guys the other tool that's in the box, and that is a chainsaw extension. And I've got a bunch of pine branches. We can try that on, some low-hanging pine branches that have been bothering us for a long time. So let's go swap it out and see how it does. All right, so we got the chainsaw hooked up now. It did not come with bar oil, so you want to make sure you have some of that. And it did require a minimal amount of assembly. Just the bar and the chain had to be installed. So pretty straightforward, no real tools required other than the scrunch needed to tighten down the bar, and that was included in the box. I love how quickly something like this just opens up when you've got the right tool. So I do have another pole saw. I have the Cobalt 40 volt cordless that we've had for a couple years. And we've done a lot of this same kind of stuff. This tool feels a little heavier, a little bit more substantial, and I think it's a little bit better built. And here's why I say that. When I was assembling this, I noticed right there, we've got a Zerk fitting to grease the little gearbox that's up inside this head. I don't believe my Cobalt has that. In fact, I think the Cobalt is pretty much all plastic housing, where this is metal with a plastic tank for the oil. And that is why I think this is a little better built. I did double check the other tools. They also have a grease fitting. So I think these are made to be, you know, fully serviceable, and they have a 3-year warranty, which is cool. And we'll continue to put them through the test here today. Now I need to update you guys on a future video on what I do with that brush cutter and cutting with the Christmas trees. I think I'm gonna make some modifications to the guard, or we might remove the guard altogether. You'll have to tune in and see. But otherwise, for the normal brush cutting stuff like you saw me do at the very beginning around the pond, that thing did great. I actually sliced through. I don't think I zoomed in and showed it because I was just thinking in my head I want to move on to these other tools. But I sliced through some little maple stumps from, you know, they were about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. It took a second to let the blade chop through it, but it could do it. And all the other stuff that was up there was just kind of woody brush, normal woody brush that you would want to chop with that type of tool. And it's the same kind of stuff that a string trimmer just won't do, or it won't do well, because it's just not made for that. So I'm really glad to have the brush cutter. I know I could have added a brush cutter blade to any other string trimmer that we had, gas or electric, but I've just never gotten around to buying one and doing that. So now I've got one, and we'll be able to use it all over the place around the farm. I'm gonna wrap this up for today. I'm actually gonna get the bush hog out next, and I'm gonna drive over all this stuff that I just cut down and mulch it up and push it off here to the side. So that will wrap up my day. Thanks for watching today, guys. If you got questions about this Wild Badger set of tools, you let me know, and I'll follow up with you guys later. Have a good one. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.